I'm Erin Salvetti with Living Lately, and here's another 15-minute of the Do Anywhere workout, meaning literally you can do it anywhere. I'm in my kitchen, so maybe you can join me in yours. Grab a yoga mat if you have one, a drink of water, and some energy. For the next 15 minutes, we're going to work head to toe and everything in between. So let's get started. Come with me to the front of your mat. Feet are in parallel position. Spread your toes, press away from the floor, and lift up your kneecaps. Connect through your powerhouse, closing your rib cage. Draw your shoulders back and down, elongate the neck and spine. Reach all the way up and swan dive forward, connecting your navel towards your backbone and your head leading towards the floor. As you reach the floor and in your forward fold, go ahead and nod your head yes and shake your head no. And again, nod your head yes and shake your head no. And really feeling the backs of your legs relaxing, creating a nice long hamstring. Hands on the shins, half lift, draw your chin to your chest, create a nice long spine. Reach for the floor, bend both knees, step back 1 foot, find your lunge, and lower down that back hip, and making sure you can see that full front foot in front of you with your shins straight up and straight down is what we want. Go ahead and place that back knee on the floor, keep the toes tucked and lift the chest up, reaching the arms to the ceiling, and then lift off the back knee just 2 inches off the floor. Let's add some fire to those legs right away, pressing down through the shoulders, reaching through the fingertips. So that back knee is up off the floor about 1 or 2 inches, nothing much. Just hold it there for 4, 3, 2, 1. Find that lunge again. Tick-tock that back ankle or back heel down, and then windmill your arms up to warrior 2. Right away, dig deep down to that front leg again, feeling that fire in that front leg. Reaching the fingertips from end to end. Find a little bit more depth into that lunge. Good, finding that fire in that front leg. Perfect, flip and reverse. Slide the back arm down, reaching the fingertips. Cartwheel those hands all the way back down, finding your lunge again. Step back to down dog. Find your down dog with your hands and your shoulders pressing away from the floor, and then your feet are about hip distance apart. Let's go ahead and walk that dog, just kind of getting everything moving here. And then pressing your heels as close to the floor as possible, pressing your navel towards your quads. Come forward through your plank. Shift forward, first time, lower down to your knees, untuck your toes, lower your chest all the way down to the mat. Roll your shoulders back into half cobra, gazes to the floor, trying to use just your back muscles and not your hands here. Lift your navel, come back to your knees, tuck your toes, lift your hips high and your heels low. Go ahead and walk that dog one more time. Just kind of getting a little more length in those calf muscles, warming up, bending knees, straightening legs, just doing whatever feels best for you. Good, let's come forward through our plank again. One more time, hold. Shift forward to the tiptoes, this time on your knees or on your toes. Lower down 1 inch above the floor and hold. Press yourself back up. Whew. Come all the way down again. 1 inch above the floor, scoop up to your up dog or half cobra, up to you. Your toenails are down here, your hips are reaching towards the floor, but your quads are lifted off the floor. Good, arching that back if it feels comfortable. Lift the hips, tuck your navel towards your backbone, press the heels down towards the floor. Bend both knees, step or hop to the front of your mat. Find your forward fold. Hands against the shins, up to your half lift. Good, hand down to the floor, bend both knees, step back with your second side now. Find your lunge first. Again, making sure that that shin is straight up and straight down, that you can see your full foot in front of you here. Lower that back knee down, keep your toes tucked as you reach your fingertips to the ceiling. Good, hold here or lift that back knee off about 1 inch or 2 inches off the floor. Reaching those fingertips, finding that fire in those legs. Breathe, reaching. Press the shoulders away from the ears, scoop up the belly, and connect that core. Beautiful. Find your lunge again. Tick-tock that back ankle, windmill the arms to warrior 2. So we should be on your second side now. Reaching the fingertips from end to end. Back leg is nice and straight, front leg is nice and bent. Open up that knee so you can see your full foot in front. Flip and reverse those arms, back arm slides down, and reaching with the other top fingers. Exhale as you cartwheel back down to the floor. Find your down dog. Heels down, hips high, and just walk that dog once again. Finding a little bit of length in those legs. Bend your knees, straighten up, and then just at your own pace doing what feels best for you. Find your down dog, heels lowered, hips high. Come forward to your plank. Shift forward to your tiptoes. Knees or toes, lower down. Challenge here, press back up. Do that one more time. Lower down, press back up. Good. This time, lower down, lunge above the floor. Scoop yourself all the way up. Good. Toenails are down, quads are lifted. Find a slight arch in that back as you gaze to the ceiling. Good. Lift your hips high to the sky. Press those heels down. Bend your knees, step and hop to the front. Find that forward fold. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Scoop your arms up overhead. Swan dive forward. Find that half lift. Draw your chin to your chest. Nice, strong, lengthened back. Reach for the floor, step back with your first leg that you started with. Find your lunge first. So we're back on that first side. Lower that knee down, keep your toes tucked, reach for the sky. Lift that back knee off the floor, 1 or 2 inches. Nothing much. Connect the powerhouse. Really draw the navel in, squeeze your core here as you reach the fingers. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Good, you feel that fire? That's what we want. Hands down, tick-tock that back ankle, back heel, and press down to that warrior 2. Open up that front knee so you can look down and see those toes in front. Lower down enough to feel that fire in those legs. Straighten that back leg as much as you can as you press away. Good, flip them reverse, arm slides down the back. Good, windmill those arms back down. Find your down dog. Immediately go into your plank. Shift forward, knees or toes. Lower down, press back up. Lower down, press back up. This time, lower down, lunge above the floor. Find your down dog, nice and gracefully. Breathe. Lift your hips back up, navel connects, and heels down towards the floor. Step or hop to the front of your mat. Find your forward fold. Hands at half lift. Draw the chin down to the chest. Reach for the floor. Step back with your second side now. Find that lunge first. Drop the heel, drop the knee down rather, and reach the fingertips towards the sky. Shoulders are down. Lift up 1 inch above the floor. Find that fire. Connect through that core. Reach the fingertips. Draw the chin down and the shoulders away. Good. Breathe. Come back to your lunge. Tick-tock that back heel around. Wiggle those arms. Warrior 2. Go right into it as deep as you can. Right away. Feel that fire. Feel yourself warming up here. Flip in reverse. Good. Breathe and lengthen. Cartwheel those arms back down. Come back to your down dog. Immediately come back out to your plank. Shift forward, knees or toes. Lower down. Come back up. Lower down. Come back up. 2 times. That's it. Let's come forward all the way down. 1 inch above the floor. Scoop yourself all the way up. And lift your hips back. Down dog. Bend both knees. Step or hop to the front of your mat. Find your forward fold. Come all the way back down to the mat. Make your way on down to the floor, and then lengthen your bottom arm, stacking your hips on top of one another, and then lengthen your legs out at a diagonal, just a slight diagonal with your hips and legs stacked. Go ahead and take your top leg and rest your knee on the floor. Flex your bottom foot and begin lifting that bottom leg. So really feel like someone's pulling on that heel from across the room. And you're lifting up as high as you can and really just keeping it up. So you want to think like up an inch, up, up, tiny little pulses, keeping it right there at the top. Good. So let's go up, up, hold, up, hold. Good. Up, hold, up, hold. 2 more. Up, hold, and up, hold. Draw everything down, stack those legs on top of one another again. You're gonna take your top leg and you're gonna tap 2 times in the front. So tap, and then tap, lift, tap, and lift. Tap up, good. So like a hot potato, tap, tap, lift, tap, tap, lift, tap, tap, lift, tap, tap, lift. 2 more. Again, front and back. Stack both legs up on top of one another again, and this time turn out. So taking your top kneecap and lift it up towards the ceiling. We're gonna find our hand placed in front with your full palm on the floor. You're gonna kick up and lower down. So really blast off with a lot of power here, and then slow on the slow down. Good. So up, slow, controlled down. We're gonna lift up, slow, controlled, down. Lift up, slow, controlled, down. Let's do 4 more. Here's 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Bring all those legs down. Bring yourself all the way up, and let's switch to the other side here. So again, lying on your second side, elongate that arm, rest your head, and then take one leg out, stack your hips and legs at a slight diagonal here. Take your top leg and just simply fold it over the top. Flex the bottom leg here and begin those pulses. So just lifting up, tiny little pulses. Remember, keeping right up at the top here. So barely coming down, and I can barely see you doing this movement, but you know that inner thigh is working. So come there with me. Tiny little pulses up, up. Let's do up, up, and hold. Up, up, and hold. Up, up, and hold. Good. Really important. Draw the navel in. Connect through that powerhouse, not letting go of the middle section here. Up, up, and hold. 2 more. Up, up, and hold. Up, up, and hold. Good. Pulling that leg down to the floor. Take the opposite leg on top of it, and then you're gonna do the hot potato. So tap, tap, lift. Tap, tap, lift. Tap, tap, lift. Tap, tap, lift. Good. So it's just barely tapping that toe down like you're tapping it in hot water. Good. 2 more. Front and back. Front and back. Connect that middle, and then place the legs on top of one another. Turn out through that hip socket, turning your kneecap towards the ceiling. Let's blast that leg forward. Good, all the way down. So power it up, nothing too strenuous here, but you want to have a little bit of power and then control on the way down. Up and lower down. Good, keeping that leg nice and long, pointing the toes engages that entire leg here. Good, so all the way up and down and up, down. Let's do 2 more. Lift and down and lift and down. Good. Bring the knees into the chest. Move yourself onto all 4s. So having your hands right underneath your shoulders, your knees right underneath your head. You're going to take yourself to your plank position. So tuck one toe underneath, tuck the other toe underneath. You're going to hold it here and then slightly tuck that tailbone, connecting your pubic bone to your breastbone. So we're just going to tuck and release. Tiny little tuck, release. So you can see I'm barely moving, but that midsection is being worked here. So tuck and release, tuck and release. 2 more. Tuck, release, tuck and hold. Good. Hold it here nice and strong. Option to hold your plank here or come down with me to your forearms. Come down, then come right back up again. Do that again. So one arm's leading down and up. Switch that lead arm. So arm comes down and up. One more time. Down. Woo! Little powerful things, aren't they? Hold that plank for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Nice and strong. Lower down. Child pose. Reach those fingertips. Good. Come back up. We're going to find just a little hip opener here before we finish. So go ahead and take your legs nice and wide. Pointing those toes and removing that flush away from the sit bones here. Walk yourself all the way forward until those hamstrings and those hips tell you to stop. Just breathing nice and slowly here. Breathe in. And as you exhale, see if you can lower down 1 inch lower towards that floor. Good. Just lengthen and lower. And just try to relax here. Pointing those toes, elongating those legs nice and strong. Pressing forward as your hips shoot back. Good. Take 1 more deep breath in. And as you exhale, lower down 1 inch, trying to fake out those muscles just a little bit here, asking a little bit more from you. Good. All the way up. Breathe in and walk yourself back up. Roll those shoulders back as you bring your legs in, just swivel those knees from side to side. And there you have it. 15 minutes is done. How quick was that? Thanks for joining me. And again, I'm Erin Salvetti with Living Lately. And this was the Do Anywhere workout. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. She won't speak, unless it's something worth saying, don't play. The girl take herself so serious. People stare curious.